And welcome to the June 19th meeting of the Bismarck Board of Park Commissioners. I will call the meeting to order and ask Julie to take the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Here.
Herzog?
Here.
Redmond?
Here.
Jeske?
Here.
President Zimmerman?
Here. Our second item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. If you wish, I would ask you to stand and join us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our third item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the agenda. Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Our next item is our featured partners and programs. We have several on the agenda for this evening. Our first is the USA Patriots Kids Camp, and Mr. Jack Jones will make a presentation. If you would, please. And welcome, Jack. I'm sure you are busy. You're just about a week out or whatever from all the excitement? So
Yes,
go ahead, sir.
Yes. Not only do I work with the USA Patriots, but I'm also co-tournament director of McQuaid Tournament. So, which, as you all know, is 1 week from tomorrow. 370 teams will be taking the field, all in the name of charity, which is going to be incredible. There's another group of athletes that will be coming in, though, the day after McQuaid is over. And that's 16 limb deficient children between the ages of 8 and 12 from all over the country, 8 different states. And the USA Patriots veteran amputee softball team, who has played at McQuaid for this year's the 11th year. This is a camp we started putting on. Actually, this is our 11th camp, too, which is pretty neat. It's been all over the country in various places. This year it's in Bismarck, Mandan. We partnered with Bismarck State College to use dorms and food service, so that has helped tremendously. We've got amazing support from local businesses. And basically, we use our players as coaches and mentors. And it's not just a softball camp, it's a softball and life skills camp. Because obviously, if you're missing hands, you're missing an arm, you're missing legs, your challenges are way different than some of the rest of us. The kids come in. Some of them have some softball experience. Most of them do not. It becomes very simple from just standing 5 feet away from each other and tossing the ball back and forth to, by the end of the week, they really and truly look like ball players. It's an amazing thing. We play softball in the mornings. In the afternoons, we do a lot of fun things, particularly with it being the weekend of the 4th. We're going to the rodeo in Mandan. We got 3 kids from New York. That's going to be really neat for them. Chad Berger is going to take us out to the ranch and give us a tour of the bulls. That's going to be pretty cool. We also are going to be the grand marshals of the Mandan 4th of July rodeo, or parade, too. So we're really looking forward to it. The week concludes at the end on Saturday, July the 5th, at Bismarck Municipal Ballpark, where the kids will play their game. And thanks to Kevin and you folks, we can use the ballpark. The Larks are going to help us with their game staff to make it kind of an exciting thing. We divide the kids up into 2 different teams. And it's just a really neat experience. And I just want to thank you for letting us be part of your programs this year.
Commissioners, any questions for Jack before he... Commissioner Jeske?
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Jack, thank you for all that you do. You mentioned New York. What other states are some of these kids coming from?
Because we do have a girl from Bismarck, which is neat. Another girl from Dickinson. We have a little boy from Rapid City. We also have kids from, well, let me look at my notes here. 3 from Texas, 3 from New York, Oklahoma, Washington, Mississippi, Florida, California, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
That's fantastic.
And at the camp, our organization pays 100%. There is no cost to the families. We pay their airfare, their hotels, or in this case, we're staying at the dorms, which is help all the meals, everything. It's about a $100,000 project that is, the money is raised basically when our team goes out and plays normally about 2 events a month in various cities, just like when we come to Bismarck for McQuaid. And what we ask from those cities is to pay us our expenses and then give us a $5,000 donation for kids camp. And so basically that's kind of how the whole thing came about. And I'll tell you, I've done a lot of softball things over the years, but getting to be part of this thing is pretty neat.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Commissioner Redmond?
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Jack, how are these kids chosen to come to this camp?
We have an application process on our website that you can so anyone can apply. We do give preference to military families, but usually that's not an issue. So yeah, if you know someone, and it's not just some of our kids, were born that way, and so it's not like you have to have an amputation. I will tell you, our softball team itself started out as military veterans. We now have 2 alumni kids, I guess you could call them, that were at our camp when they were 8 years old. Scotty Fear is now 22, and Landis Sims is 18. He just finished his freshman year of college. Landis will, in all likelihood, become the new poster boy of the team because he's born with no hands and no feet. And he played on his high school baseball team in Indiana and hit over 300. And when he got cut from his college baseball team, he was really disappointed. We said, why don't you start traveling with us? And so he will be at McQuaid tournament this year. And if you want to see somebody that is really a special kid, this kid is a special kid.
Commissioner Jeske?
President Zimmer, one more question. So I think in the past, that game had been televised. Will it be televised again this year?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Thank you. Jack, I have a question. So you said, the game will be played. I assume it's open to the public. We have a lot of folks watching us online. So
Absolutely.
to make sure they can attend.
It is open to the public, no charge. And we would love to have as 500 people or 1,000 people there if that's what happened. It's at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, July the 5th.
Well, thank you, Jack. It's a great event, and tying it in with McQuaid, and we've lots of softball going on in Bismarck. So.
Well, as you know, Shannon McQuaid, Eli, this was her idea, so she gets her way when she starts thinking of ideas.
Thank you, sir. Our next presentation for partners and programs is Sleepy Hollow Summer Theater, and I'd like to welcome Joe Satrom. Good evening, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Here are programs from last year, the schedule or a newsletter for this year, and I think there's one each, and then some pocket promotion of this year's program. Mr. Chairman, members of the Park Board, I'm Joe Satrom, and I can't not start with a story that I got. It's as old as I am, older than I am, I'm sure. 50 years ago, I was on a Frontier airplane from Denver and it happened to be that Dr. Ann Carlson of the Ann Carlson School was on the plane, and I had not met her, and I asked if I could meet her, and her handler, she had assistance because of her disabilities, and I asked to meet her, and I met her while we were getting on board in Denver, and when we got, she said, please sit with me, I'd like to visit and get acquainted, and I had a wonderful conversation with her, and when we pulled up to the old terminal in Bismarck, the plane pulled up, and at that time they brought a ramp out, and I started, the plane buzzer sounded, or the little bell sounded, and I popped up, and she said, she put out her partial limb and held me back a little bit, and she said, oh, Joe, let the cattle off first. I think it's a marvelous program, and it's just a reflection of how something can evolve. I am here on behalf of Sleepy Hollow Theater and Arts Park, and it's been a long-term involvement of Catherine's and mine, and that it's 56 years old because I came to Bismarck as tourism director in January of 1969, and I had the opportunity then to become acquainted with how significant the Medora musical was to not only Medora tourism, but to state tourism. Frequently, people would inquire and say, I'm going to travel to North Dakota at a travel show in Minneapolis or Detroit, and say, but I've heard about the Medora musical. And Rod at that time, and more recently Randy, got that qualified as the greatest show of the West, and it's become a motor coach destination for the country, and wait now to see what will happen. But that perked my interest, and I wasn't tourism director all that long, 8 years, but I became aware some years ago that the Lundberg sisters had the idea of developing an arts park in Bismarck, and we've been supportive, and I've had the pleasure of working with them and also Bill Sorensen. And we trade off on giving this report. Bill is tied up, as you can imagine, with the tourism season starting. We are very pleased to be a partner of the Bismarck Park Board, and that partnership is just fundamental to what's going on, not only at the park, but fundamentally to the community of Bismarck and its ability to host people, visitors, our own people, in quality outdoor entertainment, something people look for during the summer months, in the fall months even. And we are very pleased with the long-term partnership. It's already been, I think we're entering our 13th or 14th year, and it's a 25-year agreement. And it's been very important. Very briefly, I'd like to say that 2024 was a good year for us, a good challenging year in many respects, with two productions, Cinderella and Jersey Boys. And if you've seen those productions, you've certainly heard about them, but were tremendously successful. We encountered some weather problems, and also we had a major lead singer in the Jersey Boys that became ill, seriously ill, and we missed 3 performances because of his illness. So it was a good year, but it could have been better. And as I found out with the Medora musical when I worked with the Gold Seal at that time, weather is a big determinant of how summer seasons work in many areas of our economy. So I'd like to add that in 2025, the material you're seeing there, we have 2 very exciting productions. We have The Wizard of Oz and also Grease. And these are productions that have been very popular in New York, on Broadway, and also in touring companies and productions like ours all over the country. Job Christensen, a well-known North Dakotan who spends a lot of his life in New York, is directing the Wizard of Oz, and a lady, an educator from New Salem, Laura Muth, is the director of the second production. The idea of engaging in producing very, very substantial productions like this is to give Bismarck and Mandan and regional youth an opportunity to be part of something really bigger than themselves, bigger than maybe what they'll encounter in school, and expand their capabilities, their sense of what they can do. And it's been extremely successful. And that partnership that you have allowed us to join with you, and I marvel at, you're using the word collaboration in your very mission statement. That's what this is about. It's collaboration of resources. And the Lundberg sisters and others have contributed tremendously to our ability to be collaborative. But there are many partners in a production like ours. Let me give you an example. This summer, those 2 productions will involve 96 young actors and actresses and musicians. It will involve 52 musicians and orchestras and band. It will involve numerous set builders, lighting specialists, countless donors, an audience from far and wide, we hope, and it's a great thing to do on a summer evening, as you know. Not to mention the collaboration we had with Bismarck schools. Recently, during the Canadian air problems here with the fires, the school superintendent for Bismarck allowed Sleepy Hollow to use the Century High facilities for indoor rehearsals. That's a major thing, as you know. A number of people were seriously impacted by that air quality. In addition to all that, you can imagine the numbers of homes that adjust their schedules so that they can be fully supportive of their children being in part of something like this. It's a big commitment, but an important one because these children are evolving into what they're going to do in life. And a tremendous opportunity exists for them right here, something they don't have to go away for. Now, our organization recognizes that it's this partnership with the Park Board that has created a pretty high expectation of our program and of all the programs. You expect, and our citizens rightfully expect things that are conducted on park property to be high quality and to be of a certain nature to attract and serve the families of our community, but also our visitors. And at Sleepy Hollow, we take that responsibility very seriously, and I have to say that I think we've done a great job. I'm very proud of the way that the program has evolved and the excitement it generates for families and for visitors as well. So we have a total of 400 volunteers involved in the program this summer, and they will be doing everything from helping set up and serving meals to helping sell tickets, or, providing assistance in any way they can. You know, a busy day for people associated with rehearsals and so on. This year it involves things like building a ramp for a person with a disability who's going to be in the production, and building a ramp so they have ready access to the stage. It involves coordinating costumes, hundreds of costumes, and much more. So we realize the people of our community want entertainment, and we want to be part of that. And we're elated that the Bismarck Park Board saw fit many years ago to be part of this partnership, and we look forward to it continuing. Are there questions?
Thank you, Joe. Questions from commissioners? Commissioner Herzog?
President Zimmerman, commissioners, thank you guys so much for being here, and Stephanie and Susan for being here as well. Are you still looking for more volunteers? Do you need more help coming up? I mean, 400, that's just a good number, but are you still looking for anybody, or is there ways that folks can still help out?
I'm sure there are always ways we can accept volunteers.
Put you to work, okay.
Absolutely. We have a volunteer coordinator, and actually people sign up online. Our parents are the first ones who, of course, want to come, and then we're most welcome. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for everything you do in the community, and Susan and Stephanie, I've got to work with you in a number of different capacities. You're legends, the Bell, the Gallery, and Sleepy Hollow, so thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
Commissioners, any other questions? Joe, I have a question, or the ladies. The performers, are they from out of town? Do you draw performers from, say, New Salem or Washburn or?
We have a few. It's always random. When we've got one of the gals that is out in LA that has actually at the Grand Theater. She's a group of female movie makers that she had. Where'd she come from? Like McCluskey or something. We also have one in Denver that is now she's was out of town, and she's running a cameraman. We have one of our kids, Claire Wellen, who's a performer in New York, and she's been on Broadway tours. So the ones, some from town, and other ones were firstly and came in and found families to live with. So every year we find out who that person or those extra people, and we help them find places to live. So I think we've got 2 from out of town this year. So it's good.
Thank you. Commissioner Jeske?
President Zimmerman, yes, Sisters, you are one in a million, and the community is so blessed to have you here. For each production, how many hours go into rehearsals? I work with Jennifer Fink, and I know her sons are pretty involved, but I'm just curious about how many hours of practice go into each production.
We started on June 2nd, and they're practicing from 1 o'clock until 7 o'clock, 2 productions. And they meet with their vocal director, and then, of course, Chris Nosovic and Jeremy Overbeck are the orchestra conductors. We have live orchestras, and you don't see them because they're underneath. Although the Grease Orchestra, I think, is going to be on stage, kind of in the vein of the show. And so, there's just a lot of them, yeah.
Well, and it should probably stand too. I love, a couple of years ago, a lady called and she said, my friend said, it's all lip syncing and your orchestra's it's just taped music. And I said, you're welcome to go downstairs and see the orchestra and just see those are microphones. It's not that. She says, I told them we have talent. And I said, believe it. Our people in the Midwest, our families came with violins and organs. And as we've had national people come and given us advice, they said, you don't realize in the Midwest you have the vocal talent, you have music. Other regions did not come with this background. You came with it. So when you're fostering it, it's out here. So bringing it in your kids, it's natural to them. So we are fortunate to have this in our community. So we're proud.
And I'll piggyback on that a little bit because I had a chance to see both casts for Cinderella. Was Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty last year? But
Last
I'll
year.
tell you, both casts were phenomenal. And it does, it just leaves me speechless, the amount of talent that we have within this community, because if I had to sing for my soul, I wouldn't be here anymore. It's just not a God-given talent for me, but I will tell you that, yeah, these kids get out there and they sing and they dance, and it's amazing how they know their parts so well.
I should add Corey and Leslie Fong have a dog in this year's production. Their little dog is playing the role of Toto, and it'll be really interesting to watch that production because Stephanie was telling me earlier today that they're going to limit dogs among the customers because it would be disruptive to the actor. So, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Joe, and thank you all for the great presentation on Sleepy Hollow. I enjoy the productions, but I also enjoy just the setting. Sleepy Hollow is just a great setting to have here for our city. So thank you, and best wishes for great weather for all the evening productions. Our next
We'll see you out there.
Yes, yes, we will.
Our next schedule or presenter under featured partners and programs is our own Spencer Ani. We'll speak of the July celebration. Good evening, Spencer.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Executive Director Klipfel, thank you again for having me here. It's something I always mark in my schedule when I pull out the June one. Just know June Park Board meeting, talk about July celebration. So I'm always happy to be here, tell you guys kind of what's going on in our parks and facilities this summer. As many of you know, National Parks and Recreation Month is July, so we try to piggyback back off of that just to really bring awareness to the impacts Parks and Rec has in communities all over the country. We only get a few months of decent weather here, so we really try to capitalize on those with lots of opportunities, both low cost and free for our community and the communities nearby, especially those smaller ones that maybe don't have the facilities and access to the things we do. A few of the events I'd really like to highlight for this upcoming year, our month-long photo contest, which is always popular. It's always fun to see the community really getting involved, showing us those pictures, because obviously we are not out at the parks 24/7 getting pictures of the families interacting. So it's really fun to see those and see what people are really enjoying doing. The pickleball social, always very popular, as you know. That is one of the fastest growing sports in America, and that is no different here in Bismarck. So it's really fun to see that, see the people of all different skill levels coming out, trying it out, and those really veterans in the sport really opening up to the new people and really teaching them. That's really a fun aspect to see. We have our movie out at McDowell Dam. We're going to show Moana 2. Very popular event we have every year out there. Family Day Riverwalk is on July 16th. Again, just very popular down in Sertoma Park. A great opportunity to get out, try some food from some of the food trucks, check out the local vendors, and just enjoy kind of a day in the park. We have our partner kind of events with the Bisman Bombshells. They'll be doing another skating event at Capitol Ice at the end of the month. Again, very popular. People love to see that. The kids get out and try roller skating, and those players love to just give back to the community they're in. We also have two different pool parties. One is Rock the Deck, which is for our middle school only, which we really have found is a very underserved age group. You have kids programs, you have adult programs. You don't often have that kind of middle school age. So we always have a good turnout for that. That's always a fun one to be at. And then our community pool parties as well, which again is for the family, all ages. One event I really want to highlight actually starts next week and rolls into July, which is our Park Clue event. We've done that maybe 3-4 years now. I feel like we've really ironed out all the details. And that's a really fun event for the community to kind of get out and try on their own when they have the time. It's going to be at North Central Park this year, which, being one of our older parks, still has a lot to offer, and I think a lot of people forget about it because it's a little harder to find. It's not, you don't pass by it driving everywhere in town, so that's a fun one. People can get out, explore the park, look for the signs, and submit their online form, and we give out a few prizes at the end of the year. So that's always a popular one and really fun to be a part of. I've already gotten a few calls from people from neighboring communities, even a community as far as Grand Forks, that they're going to be coming through in July and just want to see what's going on, if there's any family activities or any opportunities. So it's always fun to hear from people that are coming through town during those days just to want to see if there's something going on that they can be a part of. So thank you again so much for having me. Thank you as well to everyone involved with this. This is definitely not a one-man show. Our operations staff do a great job getting everything ready for me. And then the different facility and program staff that assist with these are vital in making these events run.
Questions for Spencer?
Have fun.
Commissioner Herzog.
Excuse my allergies, everybody. President Zimmerman, Commissioner Spencer, thanks. It's awesome, and I hope people take advantage of it because it's sort of what you get from parks is taking advantage of these awesome things. I'll just mention one thing. I see Mike's back there. I can't tell if he's having a snack or some gum. If you're having a snack, send it up here. But Mike Wald and I were lucky enough to help with the Red, White, and Boom event that's going to be happening at the Community Bowl for fireworks on the 4th as well. So I encourage everybody to come up for that as well, and we'll see how it goes now that it's in a new location.
Spencer, folks can certainly access the schedule online.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Thank you, Spencer. And again, I hope you have good weather throughout the month of July as well.
Yes, yes, I do. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Our next item isn't as fun as hearing what's going on in the Park District, I guess, is disposition of bids. Certainly a business matter. And our first item on that is the BSC Aquatic and Wellness Center video board replacement. Thank you again for coming by. So we'll have, I think, Wes Gullix. Wes, thank you for coming out this evening.
Thank you, Commissioner Zimmerman, or President Zimmerman, Commissioners. I'm here to present the bids for the BSC Aquatic Center video board replacement. The existing video board is at its end of life. Parts are getting hard to come by, obsolete, and very expensive. We did receive bids May 21st at 1:30 p.m. at the district office. We did have a base bid and an alternate bid. We received 2 bids. The first bids were from Daktronics and Skeels Electric. The low bid was from Daktronics for $200,000 for the base bid amount. That's right at the project estimate and budget. So at this time, we would recommend approval of the bids and award the project to Daktronics and not accept the alternate bid at this time. And the alternate bid is to replace fluorescent lamps with LED lamps on the sign panels around the video board. And that can be done anytime really in the future that the budget allowed.
Questions? Commissioner Jeske?
President Zimmerman, Wes, Commissioner Redmond and I were lamenting, how long has that video board been up there? We're thinking it's 15, 16 years.
Yes. Director Klipfel says yes.
I guess I should have asked Executive Director Klipfel. So that's the original one from when that project was.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Commissioner Jeske, you're correct. That is the original video board.
2010.
Wes, my question is for you, or I guess for Director Klipfel, what's our timeline on this?
There's some windows that the facility is not being utilized, and was it September and October is probably the largest window, if I remember right, where there's nothing going on, and there's a window of time where the work will have to take place. It's spelled out in the contract documents that it needs to be up and running for the events to start taking place at a certain time. So, so it'll be in that September, October timeframe when it would be installed.
My second question, is there any reusable value to the existing board, or is that's trashed or discarded?
It's discarded. I guess it would probably be, you'd have to find somebody that has that board. It'd be more effort or work to do that than to cost benefit ratio would not be there to try and find a place to send it to. And
I just wonder, folks say, well, how come you couldn't just fix the old board? But I'm assuming parts are obsolete, outdated, not replaceable.
Yeah, it's electronics. I mean, 17 years, 15 to 20 years out of electronics, that's a long time.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions? Commissioner Jeske?
Sorry, President Zimmerman. Wes, one other question. How long will the installation take, and will you have to close the pool down while that's happening?
it'll probably take a couple weeks for them to do it, and they'll be able to do it with the pool open. They'll be putting some barricades up around. So it'll all take place on that north wall, and there's a access through the garage door on the northwest corner. So they can limit to there. So there is provisions in there that they need to barrier off where they're working and maintain use of the pool during the project.
And then my second part of that question is, will there be any additional functionality that we don't currently have with the existing board?
There probably be a few more things with the graphics, better graphics that come in with the new graphics package. But, it'll still have the timing system built into it, and you'll be able to run ads or whatever you want on it. So it'll be a higher quality, sharper image and everything too.
Well, I look at the new video board at the municipal ballpark, and
Yeah.
it is stunning, and it's amazing how, I was always told that technology is old the minute it gets on the shelf.
Yep.
So when you buy a computer at Best Buy, it's already old, and the
Mm-hmm.
new one is already in the works. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see this new video board.
Yep, it'd be a nice addition up there.
Any other questions for Wes? If not, entertain a motion. Commissioner Jeske?
Oh,
President Zimmerman, I move
Commissioner
that
Gilbertson.
we award the base bid amount in the amount of $200,000 to Daktronics Incorporated for the replacement of the video board.
I'll second that.
Second, motion by Commissioner Gilbertson, second by Commissioner Jeske. Any other questions? If not, Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson,
Aye.
Herzog,
Yes.
Redmond,
Aye.
Jeske, President Zimmerman.
Aye. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you.
Our next item on disposition of bids is the Tom O'Leary Golf Cart Path Project, and Mr. Thomas Demke. Thank you all for sitting here on a nice summer evening to give us the information. Much appreciated. Good evening, Thomas.
Good evening. President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Executive Director Clipville, thank you for having me here today. I am here to present the bid results for the Tom O'Leary Golf Course Cart Path project. Bids were opened on June 12th, and there was one bid. And the bid was from Knife River for the amount of $858,000, $858,924.25. This was over the engineer's estimate of $347,000. Based on the bid results and the available budget, Apex Engineering Group recommends the Bismarck Parks and Recreation District reject the bid and rebid the project.
Questions for Thomas? I guess number one question is, holy cow, we've got quite a difference there, so be prepared to give us an explanation. Commissioner Herzog, did you have, I'm sorry, Commissioner Jeske?
I'll ask it. Why the big difference between the estimate and what came in as the bid?
Some of the, having a conversation with the person that submitted the bid, there were just unknowns with it. Don't really know the exact reason why. Speaking to other contractors and reasons why there was no other bids submitted, it ranged from they just didn't get the bids in on time to they couldn't get a North Dakota contractor's license in time for the bid. So that's why only the one bid.
So when we put this out for another bid, is that something that would be completed still in 2025, or is this looking at 2026 then?
There is potential to get it done in 2025, the fall. We'll explore the options of potentially extending that completion date down the road a little bit, but still get it completed in 2025.
Other questions? I see Commissioner Gilbertson, did you have your light on there?
Just waiting.
Thomas or Executive Director Clipfeld, would your recommendation be to rebid this year or wait?
President Zimmerman and Commissioners, our thought process is that we would like to look at the project. Thomas has got some ideas to maybe change a few things up, make some clarity, and hopefully some people will get their contractor's license and or their bid on time so that we can have multiple bids for this project. And we would like to try to get it done yet this fall.
All right. Thank you, Thomas. Any other questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
President Zimmerman, I move that we reject the bid received and reopen the project for bid.
I second that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gilbertson, second by Commissioner Redmond to accept the bid, to reject the bid, yikes, on the Tom O'Leary Golf Cart Path Project. Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson,
Aye.
Herzog,
Yes.
Redmond,
Aye.
Jeske,
Aye.
President Zimmerman.
Aye. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Our next item on the disposition of bids is the hot tub retiling at Capitol Racket and Fitness Center. Mike Walt. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, President Zimmerman, Commissioners. We were scheduled on June 12th to open bids for the hot tub retiling project at the Capitol Racket and Fitness Center. We received 0 bids for that project. The recommendation from staff is to ask for approval to rebid the project and with hopes to still get it done this summer.
Questions for Mike? Mike, I would ask any indication, just no one interested, or they're all busy with this kind of work? Any ideas?
Not sure. We reached out to President Zimmerman, commissioners, we reached out to the vendors or the companies that we sent to. One said they just wouldn't do the project. One, I'm going to say, maybe forgot about getting the bid in. And it's kind of, we're thinking it's a little bit of a specialty project too, being in the water, chlorine and that sort of thing. So we have some ideas of extending the project because the window might have been a little tight the end of August. We're looking at extending that project to the end of September. And so we're hoping that we can get it rebid and still get the project done.
Thank you, Mike. Any other further questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we request staff to call for bids for a second time for the retiling of the Capital Racket and Fitness hot tub.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Jeske, second by Commissioner Gilbertson to reject the bid and look for new bids. Guess we didn't have any to reject. If you'd call the roll, Julie?
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Thank you, Mike. Our last item on disposition of bids is the reconsideration of General Sibley Park Playground engineered wood fiber bid, and we welcome Dave Mayer. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, President Zimmerman and Commissioners. Interesting item I bring to you. We have one contractor that would like to withdraw their price that they received a nice letter from us awarding them of the project, and they want to withdraw their bid for that amount. And we are looking for the board approval to move to the next lowest bidder, which is Weber Recreation, to provide the engineered wood fiber for the project down at General Sibley for the playground replacement in the amount of $5,065.
Questions? Commissioner Herzog?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Did they ask to have it pulled back because of material prices, or do we not send a Christmas card to them upset with them?
No, the reasoning was that they did not feel comfortable, in their words, they did not feel comfortable providing and placing engineered wood fiber around somebody else's playground. We have never had that response before. We've done this multiple times. This is a first for us, but I guess to each is their own.
Sure. And does it fit within our budget still, the second lowest?
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, Commissioner Herzog, yes. It raises the project cost a little under $400, and we're still well under our budget for what we estimated for the entire project for the playground replacement and the engineered wood fiber replacement on the whole project.
Other questions for David? Now we'll entertain a motion on this bid.
President Zimmerman, I move that we award the surfacing of the playground at General Sibley Park to Weber Recreation for the engineered wood fiber.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Redmond, second by Commissioner Jeske. Any further questions? If not, Julie, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
Jeske?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Thank you, David. Our next item on the agenda is the consideration of round 2 matching grants. And Commissioner Gilbertson will inform the board of the actions.
Thank you, President Zimmerman. Last week, Commissioner Herzog and I had the opportunity to participate in what I believe is one of the best things that, the district does many things well, but this, the matching grant program is really a phenomenal thing. As is customary, $125,000 was budgeted for the year for the program. After round 1, there was $81,000, just a tad over $81,000 left. The grant application this round, we had 4 applications. There was 5, but 1 withdrew. And we had 4 that people came in and we visited with. You can see on the provided materials that they were the Teddy Roosevelt Family Day, the Bismarck Optimist Club, the Fast Track BMX, and the Nishu Bowman. It was really amazing to listen to these groups and these individuals come in and talk about what their plans are. For the Teddy Roosevelt Family Day, they plan to, it was like slingshots and foam axes and targets and a wood press to so they can make their own medallions, which will pay off in the future. And having taken my kids to that program in the past, it really is a really cool thing. Item 2 there, we had the Bismarck Optimist Club come, and this was for enhancements to the Optimist Park. We were up there on Monday for the Flag Day. Well, more importantly for the chicken, but for the Flag Day event, which is always a great event. But these enhancements are to make the park more accessible and to add some more play features like a sand table and such. You can see by the assistance requested, the Bismarck Optimist Club will put in $10,000, but the Parks and Rec Department also has money left in the ADA improvement line item that will go to help with this. So if you see that there, that's where that extra money comes. But this will be a real nice addition to the park and making it more accessible to the community. The Fast Track BMX, that as all of you know, that is just amazing what they are doing there. Like I mentioned, from the time when I remember it as, I remember when it was at Century High School, and in the middle of a parking lot, and then down there was a time where the scoring tower looked run down and it was overrun with tumbleweeds, and now you drive by there and it's like, oh my gosh. And he really he told us some really amazing things. Like I think they have a top 20, their track is top 20 in the nation out of like 300 and some tracks. It's a top 10 track in the region. What they've asked for is help with the scoring system, which gets away from parents' hand timing, and so there's no issues of who the winner is. But it's awesome to hear what they're doing. And then again, number 4, the Nishu Bowman, what they do down there, and just hearing the numbers of kids that they have involved, it's just spectacular. And these, the maintenance work and target replacement on the outdoor range will go a long ways in making that outdoor range usable and safer, with rearranging some of the ways that they shoot. And I mean, they were talking about how at one point now where you shoot, if you're shooting across, that you're kind of blind. If you're right-handed, you're blind to the back. That's not a good situation. So they're going to take care of that, and then the targets are just more durable. They will last longer and such. So it'll help them a long ways to further their program. So you can see here that we had requests from the 4 groups for a total of $25,840, which means that there is some left over, but hopefully next year we'll give it all away and be there. But it's our recommendation to the board that we approve all of the requests in the total of $25,840.
Commissioner Jeske?
President Zimmerman, thank you to Commissioner Gilbertson and Commissioner Herzog for being part of the review process on this. Full disclosure, I am the current board president for the Optimist Club for Bismarck. So I'm going to abstain from making any other additional comments or for voting on this because I feel it's a conflict of interest.
Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Herzog.
President Zimmerman, Commissioners, and this was the first time I got to sit in on these, which was really fun. One of the things I thought was interesting with the BMX grant is with that timing system now that they can host, regional and national events here because you can't have, dad with the timer and that's not going to fly. So, they're hoping to attract that in the next couple of years. So hopefully that's something that we can snag by doing this. And Jamie does a great job down there. And I would just echo Commissioner Gilbertson said it's addictive to watch them talk about their individual thing that they love and how many kids are doing archery. And it was a great afternoon and appreciate the staff getting it all ready. And I agree again with Commissioner Gilbertson and you all. It's one of the best things I think we do as a district because we're getting partners involved. They've got skin in the game and then improves our facilities and programs. So it was an awesome afternoon.
Thank you. Other comments? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the second round of matching grant funds of $25,840 to Teddy Roosevelt Family Day, Bismarck Optimist Club, Fast Tracks BMX, and Nishu Bowman Archery Complex.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Redmond, second by Commissioner Herzog. Any further questions? If not, Julie, if you'll call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson?
Aye.
Herzog?
Yes.
Redmond?
Aye.
President Zimmerman?
Aye. Before we go to the consent agenda, I'm looking at the clock. We're not running all that long. If commissioners would like to just make any general comments, summertime is, the whole year is always busy for the Park District, but summertime is certainly a more busy part. I thought if any commissioners would like to make a comment or observations.
I would, President.
Go ahead.
I was reading BPRD briefings, and for those that might not know, it's a newsletter of explaining what's happening in the district and just all the amazing hirings that are being held and pools that are open, and ice is still going on, and July celebration, and the water project on Broadway. So, Dylan, did you fill the pool with a garden hose, it sounded like, at Elks? Amazing. So thank you for not running away, screaming into the night, coming back to work the next day. And I know that goes across the district, operations, mowing and taking care of Richardson's ground squirrels all over the place. I know they're not gophers, Dave. So anyway, just all the work all across the board, hiring people and keeping everyone safe and happy, and that's not an easy task. So you're appreciated, and thanks to all of you for doing all that hard work, and to all our partners that work with us. So I see you, all the hard work. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Other commissioners?
Thank you.
I guess I'd just say that, or President Zimmerman, that yes, the facilities look great. The courses look great. The parks look great. The turf at the municipal ballpark's amazing. Just it's awesome, and it's an honor to be part of it on this side of it because you guys are amazing. So thank you,
Commissioner Jeske.
President Zimmerman, thank you. So, yeah, I had a chance to golf in the Bismarck Recreational Council golf tournament on Tuesday, and Riverwood looked great, and hopefully we raised quite a bit of money for Bismarck Recreational Council, and I know they gave Dana a really big shout-out at the reception after the tournament, and it takes a lot. I used to do the golf tournaments for University of Jamestown, and there's so many things you can plan. The weather is unpredictable, and I know how much stress goes into planning one of those, so thank you for putting that on. And I was telling Executive Director Clipful, I was out for a run this morning, and I'm on the corner of Schaefer and Tyler, and here comes Mike driving this big green payloader, and it was pretty cool to see, and he waved to me, and I waved back, and, that was at 8:30 this morning or something like that. But yeah, good work, you guys. It's cool to see you out there, and especially in the mornings when I do go for a run. You see the trucks in the parks, and they're already cleaning the restrooms and mowing the yards, and it's impressive. So thank you for everything.
Commissioner Herzog?
Yeah, I'm going to echo that too. And I always get a lot of people that say, they give a compliment and say, please pass it on to X, Y, and Z. And just this week, when we were up at Optimist Park, Kent, I believe, from the Optimist Club said, I just pass along to your staff that, I don't know, somebody had been there the night before and whatever, again, I didn't quite clean up all the way. And he said they were up here cleaning up early in the morning, and I really appreciate that. I was up at Tom O'Leary, same thing. We had the Shiloh there last week, and a ton of compliments about the shape of the course and the shape that it's in. We were at the art tunnel unveiling yesterday. Again, fantastic, and our staff all worked on that. So it's fun to see those things come to fruition, and you guys are a huge part of making that happen. So hopefully you feel some ownership and pride, and we're doing what we can for the community. So thank you guys all so much.
Well, thanks to the commissioners. I would like to add, just listening this evening, when we have folks here from Sleepy Hollow Arts Park to, all of our programs for the whole month of July. I think the city of Bismarck, I believe the city of Bismarck should be very proud of the park district. Like I say, we go from Flag Day to Sleepy Hollow, the ball diamonds and the great turf. It looks terrific when you drive by the ball diamond on Washington Street, and what that means now for more teams to play. These 4 groups for the grant program. I would agree, Fast Tracks is an amazing looking place. I've gone down there and watched some of their events. The numbers of kids and adults racing bikes, the Optimist Club. I was out at McDowell Dam this past weekend for an event. Every shelter was full, people on the beach. I can't compliment our staff enough. Please know that as commissioners, I think we represent the people of Bismarck. We appreciate what you do to keep our parks, our pools, all the programs open. I'm going to hesitate and point out one park staff employee. It's always you hesitate to do that, but I wanted to compliment publicly. Renee gave a great assistance to Ann Vadney, did a presentation on the early history of the Bismarck Park District at a local meeting of the Bismarck Historical Society over at our New Generations Park. And I'll divert a little bit to say I'm sitting in the building at New Generations Park, and Ann's giving this great presentation, but you're looking outside and there's kids dancing around in the splash park. I thought that was pretty cool. But I wanted to just give a shout out to Renee for the great help she was with Ann in digging up that information on the history of the Park District. But to all of our staff, summer's a busy time. We're busy all year round, but people are out in the parks. I went by the ball diamonds at Tatley Field the other night. People working in their gardens. The ball diamonds were full. There were people playing volleyball. I just hope, as I again think of the people that watch our meetings, I hope you appreciate, I know you appreciate what the Bismarck Park District has to offer. Appreciate your support for everything that the Park District does for our citizens and visitors. And we'll certainly see it next weekend with McQuaid Tournament in town. So thank you to all of you. Know that we appreciate everything you do. Our last item, and thanks to Director Klipfel and the staff for all of that as well. Our last item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Allow me to read our statement here. A variety of items have been placed on the consent agenda. A consent agenda can be approved with one motion, or an item or items can be removed for additional discussion and separate action. Staff recommends approval of the following items. Consideration of May 15, 2025 board minute meetings. The minutes were included in the commissioners' packets. Consideration of the real estate purchase agreement for lots 4, 5, 6, and 7 of Block 1, the Hay Creek Park Addition. The purchase agreement was included in our packet for signatures. Consideration of the Shiloh Schaefer user fee at the Dakota Junior Links course. Request board authorization to call for Riverwood concession bids. Consideration of concession extension for the Bismarck Sports Group has requested a 1-year extension to the VFW Sports Center Tom O'Leary Golf Course concession agreement. Staff recommend approval of the extension and related addendum. Consideration to accept the 2027 Transportation Alternative Grant funding. The Park District has been awarded a 2027 TA grant to assist with the Bismarck Sunrise Trail construction project. Staff requests board approval to accept the funding contingent upon the City Commission doing the same at an upcoming meeting. What are the wishes of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second? Any further discussion?
President Zimmerman, I just wanted to mention with the consideration of real estate purchase agreement, I do know that person, and so I'm happy to abstain. I have no financial interest in their company, but I do know who they are, so if we could approve the agenda separate from that, and then I'll abstain on that vote. So I don't know if the motion in the second, or if you don't want me to abstain.
I'm going to look to John there. John?
I think you could make the motion as one, and then I'm sorry, President Zimmerman, commissioners, and then when I think you vote, Commissioner Herzog, I think you would just abstain as to that specific item, the real estate purchase agreement.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I didn't hear all of that, John. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so President Zimmerman, I think you can still make it as a full motion on the consent agenda, but I think when Commissioner Herzog votes, she would just vote aye, abstaining as to the real estate purchase agreement.
Got it. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, John. No further discussion. I'd ask Julie to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson.
Aye.
Herzog.
Aye, and I will abstain on the item of the real estate purchase.
Redmond.
Aye.
Jeske.
Aye.
President Zimmerman.
Aye. Item 8 is the approval of the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gilbertson, second by Commissioner Redmond. Any further discussion? If not, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Gilbertson.
Aye.
Herzog.
Yes.
Redmond.
Aye.
Jeske.
Aye.
President Zimmerman.
Aye. Thank you all for attendance this evening. The next regular board meeting is July 17th, 2025, 5:15 p.m. in the one and only fabulous, outstanding Tom Baker Meeting Room. Meeting adjourned.